Now let's look at some of the rounding rules. The question in science is, how do you do the rounding at the end of your calculations? So we are looking at two examples here, one for addition and the other for subtraction. So let's look at the subtraction problem first. Let's call that A. 65.58 minus 3 is 62.58. But then at the end of the problem, we need to round it to the correct number of decimal places. So the rule says, look at the least number of decimal place values. Now we look at the first number, it has 2 decimal place values. So that's 1, that's 2. The second number has 1 decimal place value only. Now the smaller of the two is 1 decimal place value. So that's what we need to round our final answer to. So 62.58 has to be rounded so it has 1 decimal place value, which means we round it to the 10th place. So we look 1 place value to the right, that's an 8, so that makes us round up. So the final answer is 62.6. Now the second example is an addition problem. So we have 125.3137 plus 22.79. The number of decimal place values for the first number is 4 decimal place values. The second number has 2 decimal place values. So when we add the two numbers, we get 148.1037. But if we have to round it, then we round it to the least number of decimal place values, which is 2. So we round it to 2 decimal places, which is to the 10th, to the 100th place. We look 1 place value to the right, that's a 3, so we round down, which means we leave the 0 as it is, and the final answer is 148.10. So the first two examples that we looked at, that is A and B, the problems were either adding numbers or subtracting numbers. And the rules for addition and subtraction, the rounding rule is round to the least number of decimal places of the numbers that you've added or subtracted. Now, for multiplication and division, we look at the least number of significant digits in the numbers that we've multiplied or divided. So let's look at a couple of examples here. 287.35 times 14.1 is equal to 4051.635. So let's think about how we have to round the last number, which is the final answer. So the number of significant digits in the first number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So all digits are significant. So there are 5 significant digits. 1, 2, 3. There are 3 significant digits in the second number. So the least number of significant digits is 3. So our final answer must have 3 significant digits. So we'll round it to the tens place, and that'll give us the least number of significant digits, which is 405. We round it down because that's a 1, so it's 405, and that has 3 significant figures or significant digits. So for multiplication and division, the rule is the same thing. Round to the least number of significant digits in the numbers that you've multiplied or divided. So we look at the second example. The number of significant digits in the first number are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The zeros after the decimal point have to be counted, so that's 5 significant digits. In the second, we have 1, 2, 3 significant digits. So the least number of significant digits is 3. So our final answer is rounded to the ones place, So that would be 162. It's rounded down to 162, and we've made sure that there are 3 significant digits. So remember, the rules for multiplication and division are the same, and the rules for addition and subtraction are the same. So multiplication and division, least number of significant digits, remember that. And for addition and subtraction, it's the least number of decimal places.